Hello, so I'm going to recapitulate a bit the first part of our class last Sunday. And so what we did in the first part was to create a Git repository in our own computer, add some files to the repository, and change them and commit the changes so that Git tracks what's going on. And in this video I'm just going to recapitulate that. So I'm going to my desktop. By doing cd desktop, I'm going to create a folder called git part 01. I'm going to go into the folder, and you can see the folder shows up over here. And I'm going to start a git repository by using the git init command. So it says that it initializes an empty git repository, and if I do git status, I see that there's already something there. I'm on branch master, there's an initial commit and there's nothing to commit actually. So I'm going to create a file there. I'm lost. Where did it go? Okay, that's okay. I'm creating a new file. I'll just call it file01.txt. And if I do again git status, I see that I now have an untracked file in my repository. And it's very useful actually to read what it says when I do git status, because it says there's an untracked file, and then it also says use git add file, where we put our file name, to include in what will be committed. So basically to add, and then over here it says that nothing added to commit but untracked files present. So like our file 01.txt is not tracked at the moment. Use git add to start tracking. So we can do just that. We do git add file 01 and do git status again, and now we see that we have changes to be committed. So I'm going to commit, just say with -m, and my message is going to be added file 01 to my repository. One file change, 0 insertion, 0 deletions. I do git status again, nothing to commit. So now I'm going to add some text to my file. Ooh, this is super big still. And so I'm just going to write some countries I visited not so long ago: United States, Germany, Portugal, and I'm going to stop here. Now I'm going to do git status again, and I saved my file. Very important thing: save the file before trying to commit the changes. So I see that I have changes not staged for commits. So what this means is that if I try to do commit right now, I will not be able to commit anything, because it's red, like it's not staged for commit. Nothing will happen. So I need to do git add file to update what will be committed, or use git checkout -- file to discard changes in working directory. I don't want to discard my changes, so I'm going to do git add to update what will be committed, and do git status again. Okay, changes to be committed. Now it's there, our file 01. So I'm going to do a commit, and I'm going to say added 3 countries I visited recently. Well, and there you go. And now I'm just going to check my history, and I see that I have 2 commits. The first one when I added the file, and then the second when I added some text to the file. And git status again, nothing to commit. I'm on the branch master. Working directory is clear. So I'm going to add yet another country that I visited recently. I'm going to add Sweden, and I'm going to do again git status. Again, no changes stage for commit. Use git add to update what will be committed, and that's what I'm going to do, to update that Class01 is going to be committed. And do git status again. Changes to be committed, already there. So I'm going to do my commit, add as Sweden to the list of visited countries. There we go, commit done. Let's do git status. Yep, perfect. Git log. There you go, we have my new commit. And this pretty much... Oh, let me try to do something else. So now I actually want to remove Germany. I actually visited Germany last time, a long time ago. I'm going to remove it from the list of recently visited countries. I'm going to save again my file, do git status, and I see that again I have changes that are not staged for commit. But I want to see what actually changed in this file compared to my last commit. So I'm going to use git diff, and let's see. So I see that Germany, there's a minus sign there, was removed from my file, and that's okay. That's what I wanted to do. So I'm going to commit my changes. Oh, but I can't because they are not staged for commit. So first I need to use git add to update what will be committed, and then git commit -m, remove Germany from the list of visited countries. Git status, awesome. And now I'm going to add a country that I actually visited very recently. What was it? England. So I added a country there, and I do git status again, modified but not staged for committed, and I'm going to check my differences from my last commit, and now I have like a plus sign and it's green, so it means I added that line. And I'm going to add my file to be committed, and I'm going to do commit added England to the list of visited countries. Git status, git log, let's check my history. Yeah, there you go, ton of things, and you already cannot fit everything on the screen, so like Abed did, we could just do, I think it's like this. Let's see, exactly, so git log -- one line, and you can see just the commit messages and the ID of each, the short version of the ID of each git message. And this pretty much covers what you should be able to do after that first part of the class. So start by creating a folder, creating a git repository in there with git init, then you add some files, you use git add to add the files to be committed, and then you start committed with git commit -m and commit message there. And now let's let me just do something. Let me just check something. What happens if I just do, let me do some change, as I don't know, Spain, and then git add file, and what happens if I just do git commit, and exactly, so that's what I wanted to show. If you happen to forget to say git commit -m and then the commit message, and just do git commit, you'll go into your default text editor, and that will probably be Vim actually. And the tricky part is how to get out of Vim. That's one of the most Googled questions, and I'll tell you now. So if you forget git commit -m, you forget the -m part, and you go into this weird text editor in the console, all you need to do is to type column q and enter, and you exit it. So just in case you accidentally just type git commit and then this happens. So I hope you now can create your own repositories. And oh, one last thing: do not ever create a repository inside of another repository. And if you are not sure that where you are, you have a repository or not, you can do git status. And if you don't have, you'll get this message: not fatal, not a git repository. If you have a repository there already, you'll see something like this on branch master, changes to be committed. If there are no changes, it will say something else, git related. So that's how you can see if you're already have a repository where you are or not. And again, do not create a repository inside another repository. And that's it for the first part. I hope you can now create your own Git repository and track your files.